you. Today I don't know if I have any paper. I realized that I'm a little bored of the colors that I've been using, so I pulled some of PaperArtsy's colors to use. And so I'm going to go ahead and start. And let's move to this. And so hopefully you can see there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started, but pull my stuff around. Got some stencils and the light here. Let me just make sure I have paper to print on though. That's a big one. I have some bits that have been hanging around that I'm going to keep printing up, leveling up on stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. This color here is red lipstick. And I was reminded today, I tend to do one color, stick one color on a plate and play with that color. But I was reminded how fun it can look to have like lots of colors on in one pull. So I'm going to do a little bit of that today too. Yeah. Have fun. See what happens when those colors blend in a little. I got hair in my jelly plate. Don't like that. Don't like that. Alright, so you can kind of see what happens when you mix in colors on top of each other. I have this chocolate container that Kendall brought me a few weeks back now. I finally found it. I was looking for it the other day and couldn't find it. So let's see. I'm going to level up. This is from that week that I used the bottom of the cut glass plates and things to be my resists. And so I have a bunch of stuff that's left over from that. Yay! Look how fun that is. Cool. You can kind of see that pink that was originally on there through the holes made by the chocolate chocolate tray. Yeah, it's a chocolate tray. Looks like I've got a little bit of a ghost print that I might be able to pull. Let me see what happens if I throw down just a little bit of what's left on my brayer to act as a little bit of a glue. See if I get something out of that. A little bit, not really though. I'll save that and do some more. Okay, so I'm going to keep going with some more new colors. This is okay. So far I've used blueberry, red lipstick, limelight, pine grove, which I thought was gorgeous, and smoked paprika. And this time I'm going to do it where the colors, I put all the colors down before I, ooh, it's a lot of paint. That's probably too much paint. So just a heads up, my schedule for the next week or so is a little different. I have a commitment until 3 o'clock in the afternoon for the next couple of, next 9 days. And so I will be doing that until the afternoon. So anything that I normally do in the morning is not going to be in the afternoon for the next 2 weeks. Which I don't think will interrupt too much, but okay. Let's see what this looks like if I put it down over this turquoise. Oh, my phone is fluffing me. I got a little impression of the stencil, not a big one. I'm guessing I'll get a better one if I pull this as a ghost print. Now the thing about this already having some paint on it, these pages, is that acts as a little bit of a pickup. You can grab the paints a little more sometimes. Let's see, what happens if instead I do this? Put this down. It might be that this stencil's a little too raw for this. A little too compromised by my shenanigans with it, which is very likely. Okay, so I'm going to try and pick this up with some of this lime. Let's see what happens if I back this with some lime. Limelight, I think is what this is called. Limelight, yeah. And this is a translucent, so it's going to be, you can kind of see through it. Kind of nice. So I'm just using that as the glue layer to pick this piece up. Ooh. Huh, nothing. That is funny. I literally got nothing off of that. There's so much left on here though. I don't understand. Don't get it. Let's see if we can just pull up this mucky stuff. If I can get it. I might not, but if I can, great. Ooh. Okay, that was a cleansing pull. And you don't really see any pattern, but it did add a little bit of a layer of color, which is kind of fun. I'm going to go back to this one, and I'm going to do the thing that I've been doing recently that's kind of fun, where I just create bands of color and texture, color and stencil patterns, and I just tile them onto a piece. So just to create veils of color that interact with each other. Do you see that? Let's see what happens if I do this one. That stencil didn't want to stay put. Kind of fun. Just making some layers on top of one of these prints that ended up feeling a little meh color-wise. See if I can't brighten these up a little bit. That's cool. Start adding some stuff through some stencils. See if we can add a little pattern. I've been enjoying this one. This is a newer Tim Holtz stencil that I've been using. Oh, you know what? Let's see if we can't get some. Well, let's try with this. Yeah, this is opaque. Professor Plum is this one. I always want to be Professor Plum because I love the purple. Let's see what happens if we throw that down. I like that. It's kind of fun. Let's do that again. Just pulling off the leftover paint off the brayer on that one. Let's see what happens if we lay that down on this one. Kind of fun color scheme going around on this one. Oh, that's kind of cool. Got a little echoey ghosty print there. Let's see. What if we do the same stencil with this turquoisey color? This one's called Pine Grove, so it's sort of a greeny turquoise. Ooh, I already like it. Already like it. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I like how that's building up. Yeah, I like that. So, getting some fun prints this way. Just adding some text like this one. Let's see what happens if we add some pattern to this one. I might be ready to pull a new version of these ones because I like these ones a lot and they're getting a little compromised. Whoops, that's a lot of paint. Let's see what happens when that goes down. Yeah, so that stencil's almost useless now in that way. So I have a lot of color on here, and I've got a piece of paper here that's almost blank. So I'm just going to go and try and pick this up with just one color and see what I get. If I can pull up some of this ghost printy stuff. Trying to use my lightest touch so I get rid of some of those draw lines. And I'm really going to rub this in so that I get a good pull. I've never really sort of started to pull up and then realized I wasn't getting all the paint and stopped before. I saw someone do it the other day and I was like, oh, does that work? That's cool. This is, me, I love this stuff. I love it when you get a good grungy ghost print off of a plate that looks like it doesn't have much going on. Yeah, I love the colors, and that yellow is super fun. Might do that again and see if I can't pull the rest of this stuff up. With this another slight layer of yellow. use this one and see if I can't obscure some of that. Not really. Yes, really, not really. Sort of. I wouldn't so much pick up anything as just, let's see. Ooh, that sounded good. Still left it though. What would I do to that one? Let's see. Maybe use this. This is a Finnabair stencil. I have most of her stencils hanging around in the shop, so if you're taken by any of these, she's got some really beautiful detail stencils. Okay, well, I might call it quits at this point. I've got a few here that I'm pretty excited about. I like this one a lot. Like this one a lot. I think, you know, the contrast and the colors on these two are really nice. They make me happy. So I think that's good for today. I hope that inspired you to pull your Geli plates out and some paints and to create some Geli prints for yourself. Again, it's the process that I believe in, so I would do it just to do it and have fun. All right, thanks everyone. Bye.